Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Iglesias. I am going to be helping to coordinate the 7th grade science field trip here. And I'd just like to take a moment to introduce Jake. He's a coordinator with Pali Institute. And he's going to be here to give us some information about our camp coming up. So we'll take some time. We're going to watch a video, I believe, and he's going to talk a little bit about the camp. And then we'll have a moment to answer questions that any of our parents may have. If you do have any questions, please go ahead and message us here in the chat. Either myself or Ms. Lee will be receiving any questions, and then we'll pass them along to Jake as we receive them. So with that much being said, go ahead, Jake. Thanks for being here, and you have the mic.
Yeah, good to have you all here. Hopefully this video call will answer any questions you might have about the camp. Again, like Mr. Islet or Andre said, there's going to be a welcome video. So I think we're going to go ahead and cue that up. I can cue it up if you would like, or okay.
Meet editor.
All right. Let's see here. Can everyone see this? We're good? All right. Let's make sure that audio works too. Are we hearing this?
Hello and welcome to Pali Mountain. We are thrilled your child will be attending Pali Institute. The following video is designed to give you a good overview of our program and answer any questions you may have. Each child's visit at Pali will be unique and exciting as they gain a better appreciation for the environment around them. Our goal at Pali is to open up a whole new world of education for students and provide a unique learning experience that extends beyond the classroom walls. Our innovative curriculum and professional staff give students the thrilling opportunity to touch, see, and experience what they learned here in these scenic mountains. Safety is our #1 priority at Pali. Trained medical staff are available around the clock to keep our students happy, healthy, and safe. Emergency services are located just minutes away. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our teaching environment with your child. If there are any other questions you need answered after watching the following video, please contact your child's school, visit our website, or call us. In this video, we will cover accreditation, location, staff, mountain weather, parent pack, medication, communication and visitation, mail, camp store, frequently asked questions. So let's begin. Accreditation. Pali Institute is a leader in outdoor education and is extremely proud to be the only outdoor education program to be accredited by both the Western Association of Schools and Colleges and the Association for Experiential Education. As such, we are held to more than 100 standards and guidelines, and we also adhere to an experiential model of learning. Pali Institute maintains strict standards for education, program governance, and operations management. Location. Pali Institute is located in the San Bernardino Mountains near Lake Arrowhead, within 90 minutes of Los Angeles, Orange, and San Diego counties, and 3.5 hours from Las Vegas. Our 74-acre property is gated and surrounded by beautiful national forest land. Staff. Our highly trained outdoor education staff provides 24/7 supervision and instruction. In addition to having appropriate experience and a minimum of a bachelor's degree, our staff has a great passion for life and an endless love for teaching. We only hire the best educators, and our staff must complete a rigorous 2-week training before beginning work at Pali. Instructors also hold current certifications in CPR, first aid, and ropes course facilitation. Trained medical staff are available around the clock to keep our students happy, healthy, and safe. With the Pali Institute team in place, Your child is guaranteed to have the time of their life. Curriculum. At Pali Institute, we offer a customized program to suit your school's requirements. While the majority of our students are in 5th and 6th grade, we offer programs for grades 4 through 12. Educators can choose a 3 to 5 day program and then select from our 30+ class models, which are divided into 3 categories: outdoor education, science, and leadership. A full day schedule at Pali Institute consists of 5 modules, each 90 minutes in length. Some modules can be selected as double sessions, 180 minutes, or a more in-depth learning experience. All classes align with California, Nevada, and Arizona state standards. Accommodations. Our authentic mountain cabin environment accommodates up to 500 guests, with each cabin housing up to 11 students and 1 Pali Institute instructor. Students sleep in cabins featuring solid wood built-in bunks, radiant floor heating, and unlike other science camps, 2 to 3 full in-cabin shower and bathroom facilities. Visiting teachers stay in our semi-private accommodations with access to a teacher's lounge, complete with television, computers, and Wi-Fi access. Dining. Pali Institute features buffet-style dining with something for everyone at every meal. Vegetarian options, fresh salad bar, fresh fruit, and beverages are all included. Teachers and students alike come away talking about how much they enjoy our meals. Mountain weather. As an outdoor education center, most of our programming takes place outdoors. The majority of our days enjoy beautiful California sunshine, but we find it is best to be prepared for any type of weather. Throughout the season, the temperatures drop at night, so always be prepared for chilly night temperatures with long pants and a sweatshirt or jacket. The snow season can begin as early as October. Boots, beanies, jackets, and lots of socks are a must. The ground can be snowy January through March, and some school groups are lucky enough to be here for beautiful fresh snowfall. Parent Pack. Included in the Parent Pack is valuable information about our program, Pali Institute's rules and policies, a packing list, and a health history form. Login information and instructions will be sent to you via email from our Visiting Schools Department. If you need any assistance with your Parent Pack, please contact the Pali Institute team at 909-867-5743. Medications. All medications must be checked in through our nursing staff upon arrival, including emergency medications such as inhalers and EpiPens. Afterwards, these medications will be passed back out per your school's requirements. To ensure proper administration, all medication that your child uses on an ongoing basis and plans to use at Pali must be in its original pharmacy label bottle. Our healthcare staff will not administer any medication not in its original pharmacy label bottle. All medication is kept in the infirmary. Students may not store nor administer their personal medication. The only exceptions would be children who have asthma or anaphylactic allergies. Communication and visitation. Unless there's an emergency, please be aware that your child will not have access to telephones or email during their stay. Please do not send your child with a cell phone or expect that your child will be calling home during their stay at Pali. Parental visitations are not permitted while your child is at Pali. Your child's stay at Pali is a wonderful opportunity for them to gain independence and establish a sense of self-confidence. Mail. Parents are welcome to send a personal letter via one-way email to mail@paliinstitute.com or via USPS addressed as follows: child's name, school name, Pali Institute, PO Box 2237, Running Springs, California, 92382. Any mail that you wish to send should be mailed 2 weeks prior to your child's arrival. Pali Camp Store. The camp store has a wide variety of items ranging from sweatshirts to lip balm. The Pali store is 100% optional, and it is not a requirement that your child bring money. Before your child visits, your school may place an online pre-order for camp store merchandise. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please call or email us.
Right. We good? So now's a good time to just open up for questions. If you have any, I'm gonna go ahead and post that link to the video into the chat so you can have that resource. You can rewatch it later if you'd like. One thing to note is we have changed the phone number. since that is last one posted. So I'm also going to post the phone number to contact Pali if you have any questions you want to contact directly. You're going to do that instead. So let's see here.
All right, thank you, Jake. Let's see, do we have any questions regarding the video? If you'd like to send the questions in through the chat, we'd be happy to receive them.
So really quickly, one of the questions I see here is, why can't students bring their cell phones?
So the main reason for not bringing cell phones is we want to kind of reconnect with the outdoors. Is like a major feature of the camp. One of the major goals is the reason why we're teaching outdoors is kind of experience it all and break away from technology as best we can. In emergencies, there's definitely situations where you know, a child is allowed to call home, or you know, sometimes FaceTime home. It's up to the counselors and the teachers' discretion for those kind of situations. But as a general rule, no cell phones or really any device that can connect to Wi-Fi. Cameras are fine, but most electronics are no-go.
Another common question I see here is, how much is camp?
I'm not sure. I think the school probably has that information, right? Yeah.
We do. So students and parents, camp is completely free to all of our 7th graders for this year. So please do sign up, because it will not be free for every year. Okay, so camp is completely free.
Pretty good deal.
I also see a question here about the days for camp. Mr. Iglesias, can you please share when we are going to camp?
Yeah, the dates for camp are going to be February 15th through the 18th. That's a Tuesday through that Friday, February 15th through the 18th.
Another question I see here is, are students with special needs going to be accepted to go to camp?
Yes. That they are accepted at camp. Everyone's allowed at Pali. We would like or appreciate if the teachers would give a prior concern or prior notice for those specific students, and maybe some ideas that work with them for like working through any problems they may encounter. We have counselors that have prior experience working with those with impacted learning abilities, and so we would try and put that person in that counselor's cabin so that it would be, you know, everything would go smoothly, ideally. So
Another question I see here is, how do we sign up for camp?
I'm going to receive, you should sign up through your school, and then afterwards you're going to be receiving an email, and that's going to be signing health forms and also release forms for your child, but through the school initially.
Yeah, and parents, we will provide a little bit more information about that afterwards. I have a question here about COVID. Can you share with us a little bit about the COVID protocols that you have at Pali right now?
Yeah, so we're following all the ACA guidelines, as well as some stricter guidelines for San Bernardino County. As it is right now, a mask is required at all times unless you're outdoors and 6 feet apart, or inside your own cabin. So that's going to be, or actively eating. So you're going to have your mask on for the bulk of the indoor classes, which doesn't need to be, they aren't always a lot. It depends on weather permitting, if they're indoors a lot or if they're going to be outdoors. We're trying to be outside as much as possible. Hopefully the weather looks good for the week you come. We'll see how it goes. What we have is we're going to have your mask are on inside unless you're in your cabin and unless you're actually eating at mealtime. So even inside the dining hall, when you're not actually eating, you're going to be wearing that mask. Other than that, we have make sure that students wash their hands before every meal, and we're trying to prevent the spread of germs as best we can. We also have rapid tests for COVID, an isolation room in case of COVID, and we have contact tracing kept with all the students. So in case one student has COVID, we can kind of contact trace to see who is a student been in contact with recently, and they'll probably also be tested and possibly isolated.
Another question I see here are the children always with an adult or are they sometimes alone?
The children are always with a responsible adult. Either that's going to be their counselors, which is going to be their cabin counselors, which are going to also work as their activity group counselors. And then there's also a time on Wednesday and Thursday where the teachers will be with the kids for about an hour and no counselors on each of those days. But there's always going to be a responsible adult. Even overnight, there's going to be one counselor in the cabin. And so if the kids or the students have a problem, they can go find the counselor and everything should be resolved. So.
And Jake, can you also share a little bit about the packing? What do students need to bring? What is the weather like right now up in Pali?
So the weather right now has actually been pretty nice. It's been about 50 degrees most days. So pretty nice and warm, but at night it definitely drops down to 20 degrees. So about freezing, below freezing by a decent amount. It's very cold. For night hikes and astronomy, you're definitely going to want to make sure to bring lots of layers. So make sure that your child has pants, full-length pants, not just shorts. Make sure they bring ideally 2 jackets so you can put one over the other when it gets really cold. And as it warms up in the day, you can kind of take off those jackets and put it in a backpack. A backpack is ideal. You can tie it around your waist, but a backpack's gonna be easier. You're also gonna wanna make sure your child has a water bottle. Make sure they bring a water bottle that they can refill because water is very, very important at high altitude here at Pali.
Another question I see here is just about like testing. And so families, I believe, according to what I just recently seen and also what we've been sharing with our 6th grade parents, is that we are going to require students to be tested 72 hours in advance. Mr. Park, if I'm incorrect, please do correct me. And so the district will be providing opportunities to receive testing. Right now, there are some tentative dates. However, the times and the location of that is to be determined. Okay. I also see questions about camp counselors. Can you share a little bit about, if they're fingerprinted, background checked, any of that information, please?
All our counselors have prior camp experience. I'd say about 90% have prior camp experience. All of them have a bachelor's degree or greater from a college. And then all of them have undergone a background check, which includes being fingerprinted. It's actually our training week here, and we've just have our new staff just got finished with their background checks. So if anything alarming were to show up, they would not be continuing to be hired by Pali. So we shouldn't have any issues with any counselors. I haven't seen anything in my 3 years here. So.
Can you also share a little bit about what the students will be doing while at camp?
While at camp. So again, you're going to be in these classroom modules. So it depends on what classes are signed up for, but you could be, there's usually a ropes course, which is outdoors climbing structures and trees. There's usually a couple classes, and the daytime classes could range from forest ecology, which is a hike out in nature, to squid dissection, where you're cutting open squid and learning about the inner workings, or aerodynamics, where we're launching a bottle rocket. Night activities break down into, we have like scientific classroom activities, and then we have like more like fun activities. The scientific ones might be like an owl pellet dissection, or a night hike, or astronomy tour. Meanwhile, there's other classes which might be as simple as a movie night, depending on what is signed up for. So that's typically how the day breaks down. And then there's 3 meals every day, of course. So
I also see that Mr. Park wrote in the chat about district COVID testing. So parents, if you check the chat, Mr. Park just shared that information. I also see a question here about the requirements for being able to travel. So parents, those requirements really will be, a negative COVID test. We are going to be asking our students to really hold them accountable to their behaviors before camp begins. We want to make sure that all the students that travel up to camp with us are students that can be respectful, responsible, ready to learn our triple R's, as well as demonstrate appropriate behaviors, especially since we will be in a foreign place. Jake, can you share a little bit about behavior expectations about camp?
Sure. Here at Pali, we focus on the 3 respects, and everything's broken up in the rules of 3. We love 3 so much. We have 4 respects. So the first respects, and again, this is all going to be reiterated once the children arrive, but the expectations are we're going to be respecting others. So that's going to include the counselors you're with, the teachers you're with, and the other students you're with. They came here for a great time, a great experience. We don't want to ruin that for other people. We're going to respect the environment. So we're not going to, throw trash into the beautiful environment. We're going to respect the tables and the classrooms and the settings. And we're going to respect ourselves. It's very important here at high altitude that we're staying warm, we're drinking lots of water, and we're eating enough food and getting enough sleep, because it can take a lot out of you being up in the mountains. It's very different. And it's also, it might be very cold compared to where you're coming from, right? So that's one batch of respects that we have. Another batch of respects is it's going to be, we're going to be focusing on, we have like contraband here. So first we have your school's contraband. So anything that's not allowed at school is not allowed at Pali. The other things that are contraband are going to include electronics that connect to Wi-Fi. So this includes cell phones. This includes a lot of video game devices. The only things that might be allowed are like reading nooks or Kindles and cameras. We're going to not allow food inside the cabins. We're really allergy conscious here at Pali, and we don't want crumbs being left, and maybe a child who's allergic to wheat product or something then lays on some Chex Mix and might have a bad reaction. So no food in the cabins. It also keeps critters from crawling into your cabin. And then finally, the contraband is medication. We're going to check in all our medication with the teachers and then the nurses. And the nursing station will distribute that medication as you write on your camp docs report. And so it'll be assigned, but they're not going to be self-dosing or taking anything with them. The only exceptions to this are inhalers and EpiPens. This will either be traveling with the child or with the counselor that's with that child's group, and that will switch with counselor to counselor.
Sorry.
And finally, last one is we have a discipline system here at Pali, and it's a 3 strikes policy. Very simple. The first one is a verbal warning and a talk of our Pali principal. Second is we write down what we did with the Pali principal and call home. And then the third is 3 strikes, you're out. You're going to call home, and this time whoever's at home is going to come pick you up right away, no matter what time of day. I don't anticipate nor hope that it ever reaches strike 3. So, but those are that.
I also see a question here about snacks. We have a couple of different students / parents who are asking if we can pack snacks, if we can have snacks. Can you share a little bit about that? And as well as the food at Pali?
I would lean against packing snacks. You can pack a snack for the bus, but as soon as they get off that bus, that snack is being confiscated and only given back to them once they're leaving. So snacks are not ideal. I promise they're going to get so much food at Pali. We have food, and then we have leftovers where we give them more food. There's 3 meals a day. The food is pretty good, I'd say, especially compared to most camp food, I'd say. So we have options for a lot of dietary restrictions. So dairy-free, gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan. We should have lots of options for any dietary restriction. So.
Yes, and parents, I've been to Pali multiple times. There is tons of food. It is all delicious food. So your students will not be hungry. I can promise you that. I also see a question here about cabins. Can you share a little bit about the cabin accommodations, restrooms, so on and so forth, please?
Sure. So our cabins are built to have 11 students and 1 counselor. So there's 12 bunks. Usually those 12 bunks are distributed into 3 sections. So there's going to be 4 bunks in one section, 4 bunks in the middle section, and 4 bunks in another section. Each of these sections has their own bathroom with a sink, a toilet, and a shower. All the cabins are heated, and they're pretty windproof. That's kind of the basis of the cabins. There's going to be bunks. You're going to want to bring either a sleeping bag or some sheets and some blankets, as well as pillows. But other than that, we should have most of your accommodations ready. So.
Awesome. And then the most questions that I've seen so far is all about cabin mates. So I'm going to go ahead and address that. Students and parents, in just maybe a couple of minutes, I will be sharing a module to the 7th grade Super Stallions course. It will include the welcome video that you saw that Jake shared with you, as well as camp procedures. It'll include a map of Pali. It'll include the dates of the 7th grade trip. It will also have the behavior expectations, the packing list, as well as any other additional information that you may need to help you decide whether or not camp will be a good fit for your child. And we do hope that all of our 7th graders get to go. At the very, very bottom of that module, students, this is the part where you really want to listen. There will be a Google form for you to make cabin requests for your friends. This form will require you to know their first period teachers. It will also require you to spell their names correctly. So please do not fill it out tonight. Please discuss with your friends who you would like to put in your cabins. We will guarantee at least one of the 3. We will do our absolute best to make sure that you are placed in a cabin with your friends. We ask that you fill out the form only once. The form will not allow you to fill it out again. So once you fill out the form, that's it. If you need to change the form, you have to trek all the way and come find me or find Mr. Iglesias. Okay, so that form, as well as all of this information, will be shared on Canvas in just a few minutes. The registration form and the health form that Jake was just talking about, that will be sent to parent emails either tomorrow, over the weekend, or on Monday. If you do not receive that email from Pali, please do contact them to make sure that email address is correct, and so they can send you that direct form. It does not come to the school, it goes directly to Pali, and that is a registration form as well as a health form. Both need to be completed in order for your students to attend camp. Did I miss anything? Another question I see is, because there's going to be other schools there, will students interact with students from other schools? Can you share a little bit about that?
Students will not interact with other schools hardly at all. They're going to be in their own activity groups. So you have a large school, so you're going to have several activity groups, and there's going to be cabin groups. Those are going to be pretty much the only groups you're going to be spending time with. In the dining hall, you're sitting with your cabin groups. In your schools section, it's separated from the other schools. Then you might see them in the dining hall, but really you aren't even going up to get food at the same time. There's very minimal interaction at all. So.
Another question that I've seen a couple times is, are the cabins co-ed?
I do not believe at this time they are.
Nope, they are not co-ed. I'm looking through the chat. Yeah, I think that's all the questions that I see. I think everything else that are ones that we've answered. Parents, we will also be sharing a registration deadline with you. This video, as well as more information, will also be shared via Parent Square. So please make sure you have access to that sometime tomorrow. And then if you have further questions, students or parents, please talk with Mr. Iglesias. Students, if you really want to, if you want to Canvas message me, you can. You can message me through Super Stallions. And yeah, I think that's all that we have. Thank you so much, Jake. We appreciate you so much, and we look forward to maybe seeing you up in February.
Yeah. Hope everyone can attend. So.
Oh,
hopefully,
sorry. One final question. I have a student here asking if students have to be vaccinated to go to camp.
I believe they only need to be tested. So.
Okay. Thank you. Students, feel free to log off, please, and then I will do my best to get that module posted as soon as possible. I see questions about time leaving. That information will be given to you as we get closer to camp. Which teachers will chaperone? Surprise. We actually don't know yet. It'll depend on how many students register. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Oh, hi, Mr. Travis. We are equally as excited. Thank you so much, parents.
And thank you so much,
Mr.
Mrs.
Travis
Reed.
wants to share that he for sure will be going to camp. So if you have any questions, please also reach out to Mr. Travis. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you. Okay, Jake, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.